Hi, I'm Randy Wolken, President and CEO of MACNY and the Manufacturers Alliance in New York State. Today is April 15th, Wednesday. This is our COVID-19 update. Today, the governor had his daily press conference, and he indicated he would issue an executive order requiring all people in public to wear a mask or face covering in all situations where a person may not be able to maintain social distancing. The governor said it would go into effect Friday, April 17th. At this time, there will not be a penalty for noncompliance, but if there's not widespread compliance, a civil penalty may be applied. And this requirement would be enforced at the local level. The governor indicated that the curve continued to flatten and is slightly down for the second straight day. The amount of new hospitalizations, the number of intubations continues to decrease, but there still are many, over 2,200 yesterday, new COVID hospitalizations. Every day. There's a total of 752 COVID-19 related deaths yesterday. That does represent a slight decrease under the previous day, but for the last few days, it's generally been flat. The total number of New Yorkers who have passed away are 11,586. The governor is attempting to build a bridge from a closed economy to an open economy, with the ultimate resolution being an effective vaccine that could take over a year to develop. In the meantime, he's proposing that medical treatments could also help open the economy, and there are several in development. He's explained the reopening of the economy as gradual and phased. And the most immediate need really is an increase in multiple forms of testing to determine who can return to work safely, and then be able to test at scale, which would need the support of the federal government to provide tests at that level. And of course, the state is looking for additional funding to help manage and reopen. He indicated the New York State is ramping up its own production of antibody tests and will be prioritizing healthcare workers, first responders, and essential workers, which would be our members who are in the essential workplace category. During the phased reopening of the state, there will be factors about opening to include how essential the business, service, or product is, and what is the risk of infection spread for the business. The state will then use a matrix to determine which businesses can start to open, starting at the low-risk, highly essential businesses first. He also indicated that New York State is sending 100 ventilators to Michigan and 50 to Maryland to help them deal with their crisis within the state. You'll see in our guidance page there are other updates that have been provided by Ostroff and Associates about New York City, some updated interim guidance for New York State Department of Health, and some other updates related to New York State Office for People with Disabilities. Empire State has not changed any of their guidance around essential businesses. There are some updates to New York City guidance that you'll find in the links on our webpage as well. Today, there was considerable conversation about reopening at a state level and a regional level. I know I'm actively engaged in conversations about that as well for Central New York region and beyond. And I think that's important for our community to begin to consider how do we reopen and at what pace. We'll be actively engaged in that. As you know, we now have an effort and we will launch our second cohort this week. And we have 12 in the first cohort that's already been launched and is up and running. And the second one will have approximately 14 companies. Then we'll be assembling new cohorts to move forward. If you're in essential business, and many of our members are manufacturers or essential businesses, you might want to check out what we're offering and what you can learn from it. It's on our website, and our staff member that you can contact is Cindy Elmigan. As I've mentioned, we continue to answer your questions and continue to provide support to you. We appreciate you reaching out to us, and thank you for both continuing to operate safely and remaining open. So many of our members are doing that, and of course, finding ways to be productive for those who actually are working from home. Our entire team is working from home, and we've been able to accomplish our goals to serve you, and we've been pleased to do that. If you have any questions of our team, they're actually related to COVID-19. There's a tab on our website. You can send those, or you can just send them to one of our staff members, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. This is the update for today. We wish you well, and of course, be calm, stay safe, and carry on. Have a nice evening.